Hi, it's Andrea from Ruby Ceramics. Doing something a little bit different today, but it's still a kiln unload. Let's get into it. So I am using my proper big camera for this. I used to be a photographer for about 8 years or so, and so I have a nice digital camera. Normally I film everything on my phone, but I thought, oh, let's try this on my camera because my phone is full, memory is full, so let's do it. It is another kiln unload. In fact, I am still wearing the same t-shirt you saw at the end of my last kiln unload because it is the same day. I filmed part of that this morning, and this is a new one this afternoon, but you won't see this probably on the same day because I'll need to edit this and everything. This is a lot of Christmas stuff, a couple of refires, and I thought it would be good to see. It's mainly Christmas stuff. Mainly Christmas stuff. Lots of flat things in this kiln unload. Right, let's get into it. So, this was a refire. I had this in my videos before. It says, My Love. It's a little heart. And it shakes. I just want to refire it because this, I felt the, if I put that in front of my face, it probably looks better. I felt the purple was a little underfired before and felt dry. Now it feels much better, so I'm quite happy with that. I have a couple more little headless angels. If you watch my previous video, the one thing I wasn't ready for is how much I have to get this to focus, because it keeps trying to focus on me. There we go. This little guy. I'll put a link to my other video to explain why they're headless and how they turn out. Okay, but basically I put a bead and hang them from a string. Now with the previous ones I just had micro pearl, and there's still micro pearl on these, on the wings, but on the body I put one coat of, I think, stroking coat, one of the blue stroking coats, because I thought it would do like it has and add a nice little sort of undertone of blue. You can see on both of them. And I think that looks really sweet. I think that looks nice. I think micro pearl works really well with stroking coats underneath them if you just want sort of a subtle effect. So those are good. Happy with those. So next I have another mushroom. Oh, I see the problem here is getting it to focus on anything. Although it does, when it does focus, it works much better. So this I had black engobe on the top, and then I put 2 coats of Riptide on it. Now, the only thing I would say is it looks very mushroomy. It's just sort of this sort of khaki color. You know, down here you can see the Riptide a little bit better. But up here on the black engobe, it's this khaki color. So I would not recommend Riptide over black engobe. Just so you know, unless you want that color. If you want that color, then that's the color you can have. But don't do it. So that's fine. It's a mushroom. That's why we use mushrooms, or why I use mushrooms, is because they're great for test pieces. I have these 2 little butterflies. Oh, again, I have to try and get it to focus. There we go. Let's see if I can put it closer. Really pushing my camera here because it is quite close. There we go. I just had them a cookie cutter that pressed out, and I put them in. I thought, I don't know, I might make them into earrings, I might make them into keychains, we'll see. So is that going to focus here? I could just zoom in, hang on. I don't have the auto zoom here, so we have to do it like that. There you go, you can see it there. And I forgot that I had just underglaze on the back, and I ended up putting them up on stilts, which wasn't necessary because it was just underglaze. But on the front here, I put floating lavender, the phase glaze from Amico. And it looks really quite nice here. I'll pull up both now that it's focusing on them. They look good. Very cute. They're very good. So sticking with some smaller stuff. Oh, actually, let's pull you back out. Hi! So I did a couple tests with jumpers. So this was on my Lunafleck clay, okay, and I wanted to see how they went. So this one I put white underglaze on it first, then on both of them I put just the Merry Christmas underglaze transfer, And then over top of them, what was that? I think, what do I think? I think I need to find where I left my stuff, where I left my notes. Okay, it was then Snapdragon, sorry. Couldn't remember which one it was, so Snapdragon. So definitely looks nice over the white if you ask me. But I actually don't mind the look of this because it does kind of look like a, it kind of looks like a knitted jumper, you know what I mean? Sort of like a bobbly knitted jumper there with that. I think the only difference is I would maybe put some marks on the cuffs and the bottom that I've done on another set that I'll show you in a second. But yeah, that's okay. But maybe white where I would put the glaze, because I think that Snapdragon white looks much better. But I don't care so much about it on here. This isn't so, I wanted to leave it, without glaze on. I wanted to leave it without glaze on it. Sorry, the camera's really slow to focus. I have to get used to it and see how it works. It's probably because there's not so much light. It is, getting a little bit darker in here. But I'll show you what I mean about putting some cuffs on it. So on this one here, you can see how I put cuffs on him, right? So this was Midnight Blue, and that came out really nice. I think that was just 2 coats on it. Let me just double check. Yep. And so on this one, I went over the cuffs, which there was underglaze, which is the same as what I put on the back, which was just a little bit of watered down Wedgwood blue underglaze from Mako. That's a nice blue, and it came out well here with the clear then on top of it. And you can't see any difference between like here where I textured it and there, despite having underglaze under that. So I wouldn't worry about doing that. I would just do it like this. I think this is the cutest jumper sweater. Still not winning the ugly jumper sweater contest that my other one, if you saw my other video, did with seaweed, but it's okay. I did 2 more ornaments to test the Lunafleck clay. So these 2 I did. Wait for it to focus there. So that's just the raw clay, as you can see. And this one I put white underglaze. Now on this one, the difference was I did go over the clear, side here with transparent glaze. So it's smooth, which I kind of like. So you do get the look of the clay, but without the roughness of the texture on this one. But the tactile nature, it's just an ornament, so it's okay either way if you ask me. But again, I think what was the I think this was Rainforest that I used on these. Double check. Yeah, it's Rainforest that I put over both of them. I think twice again, and on the swoops. So depends which one you like, really. Like that's much more of a green than this one is over the white, but to each their own. I'm not sure which one I prefer. I think this one might be easier to read. Well, they're both about the same. They're okay. So just different experiments. Maybe you can do an experiment. Okay, so here I have a refire. And this was the Celadon Bloom. There was a couple little lumps and one little pinhole. It's all being filled in now. It's all looking good. But I have decided, for a while, Celadon Bloom was becoming my favorite glaze. But it is no longer my favorite glaze. Ooh, nothing broke. Nothing broke. And I'll show you why. Okay. It's because I used it on this plate here. We'll talk about it. But on this plate, there are little lumps, and that's definitely where the little crystals from Celadon Bloom were, and they're raised, and I don't like that. I want it to be flat, and it definitely got warm enough. This definitely reached a cone 6. Where's my cone pack? Well, maybe it didn't reach quite a cone 6, actually. That's 6 cones, so no, it didn't reach cone 6. Nonetheless, I feel they should have gotten flatter. So on here, what I did is I put a bunch of stroke and coat dots, different blues. I don't remember them. I don't have them listed handily, I don't think. Let's take a look. No. What was it? No, just a bunch of different ones. So, and then I put 2 types of micro pearl on it, and then I thought, maybe it's not enough. Maybe I need something else on it. So I put 1 coat of Celadon Bloom, and that was my mistake. I should have put 2 coats of Celadon Bloom on it. And then I think it might have been a little bit better, because I sort of wanted like a snowy look to it, and I thought it might be just too basic with the dots and the micro pearl. And I think I was right there, but I don't think that 1 coat of Celadon Bloom did me any favors. I don't know if you... Yeah, you can. You can see the brush marks, because I only did 1 light coat, thinking that that would be enough. And it was not enough. It was not enough. I did 2 of those, but this one had the audacity to get a crack. It's not all the way through, but I don't think it's going to get fixed with a refire, so... That is not good. Das ist sehr schlecht and eigentlich. No, I'm not pleased that it cracked, but I think the reason that might have happened is when I put all these in for bisque, I tried to do a tumble stack for the first time ever. Terrible idea. Terrible idea. I'll never do it again, because I broke a Hedgehog plate before it even turned on. Even though I know it wasn't like, you know, it was low enough, just the stress of it all broke it. And I think this little crack might be also from that as well, from just the stress of everything on the pile together. So I'm never tumble stacking again unless I get some expert to show me and hold my hand to do it. So speaking of hang on. Speaking of the Hedgehog plate, I'll pull out the one that didn't break. Let's put this down here for a second. Oh, before I show you the Hedgehogs, let me show you. That's the nice backs of this. This is with that Wedgwood blue underglaze again. And I just put it on thin and wiped it back. And I think that adds a real nice little something to the bottom, because then you can see it. But it's not so bright as to take away from the front, which is the problem I felt when I put sapphire and wiped it back. I felt it was too blue on the back, but this is the right level of blue, so that is nice. But on to the Hedgehog. What else we got? We got a couple of cute things, so stick around. There's definitely more fun stuff. Okay, so there's my little hedgehogs. Aren't they sweet? I was so upset when the other plate broke, because look at how cute those are. I put carnelian yellow again on the edge. It looks really nice. Really pleased with that. Flat as a pancake, which is what we like when we make plates. I was getting a little bit of warpage trying to make these using forms. And guess what? I followed the tutorial from GR Pottery Forms, and lo and behold, it worked. Who knew that people who make the things actually know what they're doing? Yeah, it was much easier to make the form and get them flat. And I didn't need to weigh it down as much because it dries on the form a little bit, so you don't need to weigh it down as much. Okay, then I have here, hold on, I need something to show you this. Okay, I'm back, and I got what I needed. So what I have is a bunch of little X's and O's. And the X's I put green on. I think that's dark green. And this one was red gloss. Just a couple coats, just really, quickly on. And the idea is they come in this bag, right? Like this. And then you can use the bag to play your X and O's. Right? I think that's quite cute, isn't it? I hope so. I think it's a good idea. I didn't come up with it. I think I saw it in a Facebook group, possibly Hand Built Bitches is what the group's called. And look, then they all just fit in there. And it's a cute little Christmas gift idea, I think, for people. Now, help me. How much do you think I should charge for this? Because I have no idea. It is more work than you might think, because you're cutting the pieces all the same size, stamping them, putting black underwash in the letters, wiping it back, then glazing the back. So despite it looking like a cute little gift, it is probably more work than making one of these is. I'm not saying I have to charge the same amount, but what do you think is a fair price? I'm in, you know, if you compare it to the price of a simple mug, because obviously we're all around the world, but if you say, my simple mug sold for X, I would sell that for 15% of X, or whatever, right? Just to give me an idea. You know, maybe you'll say, oh, I'd sell it for 25% of X. Maybe you say you'd sell it for 200% of the cost of a mug. I don't think so. I don't think anyone's going to think that, but I'd be interested if you do. That would be something else. Okay, a couple more cute little hangers. Oh, I'll show those in a second, because they actually were I glazed them because I glazed this. Ooh, do you like the candy cane tray? I think it looks like melted candy canes. I'm pretty pleased with that. So that was red gloss and white gloss, both from Mako. I poured them out into little ramekins and thinned them down ever so slightly with some water, just so it was easier to pour. And then just poured them in, right? Did some marbling. And I think it looks really good. Now, it went on quite thick, so I used then the leftovers to, come on, focus on the edge. There you go. To paint the sides. So the sides don't look quite as nice, but they're okay. They're okay. And then I still had more. I had more left in the containers, and when I poured a little bit out from this, so I put them onto these little teddy bears. Aren't they cute? I think I meant to put red underglaze on the back or white underglaze, but they're fine to be bear. Bear! Get it? Bear! I'll show you. I have two of them. So two little marbled candy cane bears. Very cute. Very cute. And I got some nice hangers for them. Someone showed that you can get these ornament wires that connect themselves, so you don't have to tie them. And oh my gosh, that was a lifesaver. Anything this time of year to save time for Christmas stuff is a lifesaver. Is it Mountain Pine Pottery, I think? Again, I will put their link here because it was a really hot tip and they have some really good videos, so you should watch that. Two more cute pieces. I made, three pieces. This one's cute-ish. So you remember I made a bowl with a Christmas tree in it, and the Christmas tree was slip. Well, I did another one. Come on, focus. There you go. And this time I put rainforest over it. Only 2 coats. I did it because someone suggested, I think it was, again, Mountain... Oh, God, I wish I could remember the name, but everybody has a name on YouTube, and, said that it sometimes covers where it's a little smeared, and I thought this was a bit smeared, using rainforest rather than a lighter color. And I would say it covers the smears, but I also think it covers the tree. Well, the tree looks fine, but I think if I wanted to do... I don't like how smeary the rainforest now looks. I think it needs 3 coats to look good there, and it's not quite. But again, then this time I did put some texture on the back. Again, that Wedgwood blue underglaze. That's a favorite now. That's my favorite glaze. At least my favorite glaze for putting on the back of textured pieces. So that's good. So this one I did a little quick video about doing underglaze transfers, and that's how it turned out. Isn't it darling? And that's sapphire blue on the outside, which is a really good match to the underglaze transfer with transparent. My transparent of choice is Bots. It just always works for me. And I think that looks really sweet. I like it so much I don't want to sell it, but I might just try and make more. Because they're pretty easy to make. And the last piece is, you might remember Larry the lobotomized llama. Well, I have a non-lobotomized llama. And here it is. It's my no drama llama. Ah, so good. This one, I did it, and then I put a bunch of underglaze in it, everywhere, wiped it all back, and then I actually rebisqued it. And that's not because I wanted to rebisque it, but I had another bisque going on. I thought, that's a good idea. Then I just put transparent over top. And you can't actually see the brush strokes of the transparent, and I think I might have only put one coat on. And Bots does say if you're firing it to the higher temperatures, because you can use this transparent for earthenware as well, they do say that you can just do one coat, but I always do 2 coats, but they don't recommend 3 coats if you're firing to stoneware. And so I think I only did 1 by accident. I usually judge whether I've done enough transparent glaze. Let's see if you can see. Yeah, there you can see down there in the shine, you can see the brush marks. You can see them more in person. I usually judge if I've done enough underglaze by if I can see, or if I've done enough transparent over the underglaze by whether I can see any of the drawing or underglaze underneath it. And this one was pretty covered, so that might have been what happened. But it's okay. It's very cute. I think my friend is going to get it because she saw me make it and thought it was the sweetest thing. And she's very sweet and deserves nice things. She's been a great comfort to being able to talk to her in person. We don't live very far from each other, so we're often in each other's houses to look at what's come out of the kiln. So here you go, Reen. It's for you. Right, that's it for me. More kiln unloads coming up. Probably going to show you some of the brownie stuff that I've done with the brownies. I didn't get any footage of them, but oh my gosh, they were so creative with what they came up with. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of my kiln unloads or other exciting things I do. I'm Andrea, and I'm signing out. Thanks, everybody.